Sarana തുടങ്ങിയട്ടെ.
Okay, sir. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. So, good morning, the teachers from Amaljodi Engineering College. Very warm welcome to this third session of our ongoing Moodle training program. And today I'll be concentrating only on the quiz activity, because this is the, I could say, the most important activity. And if you are seriously So if you are considering Moodle as a very serious learning management system to be used in your teaching learning needs, quiz is the most important activity, because we can have automated examinations, automated assessment activities here, so that once you set up an assessment activity, you don't have to worry about evaluation. Automatically, the questions will be evaluated, and you can conduct any number of examinations. So that aspects I will be trying to cover in this session. And so I'm just making it a point that the topics I cover on during this online interactions, it will not be made available as an recorded video, so that if you want to know more about the quiz activity, please take notes here, and these recorded videos will not be available on the online learning platform. There you will be getting basic information like how to create a quiz and how to add questions, then how you can upload bulk questions by using the icon format. Those areas are covered here. And you will also get an idea about how to create a lesson, and how lessons can be given to students with the various file formats. All those information you will be getting from the online learning platform. But today I will be discussing about how different types of questions can be created in Moodle, so that you can give your students really wonderful, enriching, engaging type of assessment activities. You will be never boring your students with the same kind of multiple choice questions or same kind of filling the blank type questions. You can have different types of assessment activities there, so that the student will also enjoy the assessment activities. So I'll go to my not the presentation. I will go to our Moodle website. So today we are going to do one thing. So as I have mentioned yesterday, we are going to disable the first two units. So unit 1 is gone now. You will not be seeing unit 1. And also the unit 2, adding participants to your site and uploading video to your YouTube. That unit also we are going to disable. So those two units are disabled now. Now we will be concentrating on adding basic activities, like how to give assignments if you want to complete assignments, and if you want to learn more about giving assignments and other things. That unit is still open. And then we will be focusing on adding quiz and lesson activities. So as I have mentioned, all the basic things you want to learn about creating quiz and adding questions to quiz, you will be getting your resources from here. Then here also I have added a sample question bank file. So this will give you an idea about the template or the syntax to be followed when you upload your questions in a bulk manner. If you want to upload 200, 300 questions all on a single step to Moodle, by following this question bank file, you can upload, so that you don't have to add questions by questions to Moodle, so that you can have a question bank of your own in your Moodle website, so that at any point of time you can conduct any number of assessment activities simply by pulling questions from this question bank. So this is also explained here. Then lesson activity, how to create. And as I have mentioned yesterday, this lesson activity is a bit complicated and activity. So the entire activity is explained in 3 videos, short videos, but you can follow this very carefully so that you will be able to create lesson activity there. And if you want to know how the Google Meet attendance, if you are taking sessions in Google Meet, and if you want to maintain attendance, how you can maintain the attendance, those things you can see from here. So I'll be going for a demonstration in quiz activity where you can have different types of questions in quiz. So I'm just going to add a quiz. So I'm going to add a quiz now, add quiz. And I am giving a name, a trial. So then this is it's a trial quiz. And timing and all, you will be getting a clear idea about from our instructional videos. And these are the timing options. So you can decide from which date the quiz will be opened and to which date it will be available. And this time limit is once the quiz is started by a participant, how long this quiz will be open for them. So all those things are explained very neatly and clearly in our available resources in that learning platform. You can follow that. So for giving a basic quiz, only the name is enough. And even if you are not making any changes in other scheduled, other settings, nothing will happen. So I'm just adding a basic quiz to our learning platform. So the trial quiz is available now. So this is the trial quiz. And once I click here, now this quiz is not having any question. So once the quiz is empty, you will have an option edit quiz here. And suppose you have added few questions at any point of time, if you want to edit your quiz, that option is available here. So you can edit an already existing quiz also by using this edit option. So edit quiz option will be always available here. Otherwise, for the first time, when you create a quiz and when you open it for the first time as a teacher, you will have the edit quiz option here. And so we are into the edit quiz option. And here, this is how we add questions. So from here, you can add questions. So if you want to create a question from here itself, we can go. സാറേ ഞാൻ മ്യൂട്ട് ആയിരുന്നോ പ്രിൻസിപ്പൽ സാറേ?
കുഴപ്പമൊന്നുമില്ല സാറേ, ഒരു ഇടയ്ക്ക് ഇച്ചിരി മ്യൂട്ടായി പോയതാ.
ആണോ? Okay. Then if you have questions, all those questions will be displayed here. So so if you select 5 random questions, so and if you have 200 questions in your question bank, for each student 5 random questions will be appearing in the quiz, so that we can ensure that none of the students will be getting the same questions. So that way, especially in this time, if we want to conduct very serious examinations, setting this random questions is a really useful option available in Moodle. And I will be coming back to that later. And then I just cancel this. So when I go to add, then create a new question. So when we create a new question, this multiple choice question, we don't have to create by using the create question option, because by using the bulk upload, you can upload multiple choice questions where we have 4 options and students can select 4 options. But I will also show this how you can create a multiple choice question directly from quiz. So if I select this, if you are creating questions from a quiz, each question you will have to give a name. So I just give the name Q1, and this name and ID number for the question is very important, because internally Moodle is doing lot of question management, because sometimes we may be selecting going for random questions, and sometimes the Moodle itself will shuffle the questions for students so that the sequence in which the questions appear for the students will be different. So for all this, Moodle needs a name and a number for the question. So we need to give a name, and only thing is you don't it should not be, it has to be unique, and there is no convention like you have to remember the question name and all. You just give a name for the question so that Moodle can process the questions internally, and then you can type the question, like if I type where is Marian, then we have some options like, so the default mark for this question is 1. That means if the question is correct, the student will be getting 1 mark. And if you want to change, you can change it. General feedback, if a student is attempting this question, what feedback we need to give to him. So if you want to give him some feedback comments, you can just give. So whether the question is, the answer is right or wrong, the student will be getting this feedback. Then one ID number for this question is also required. So you can just give a number like 1, 2, 3 like that, but this is also required. Then how many answers this question have? The question may have multiple answers, or it may have only one. So sometimes we may have questions like we can have multiple answers. So that also we decide. Then in which should be the choice, whether it should be 1, 2, 3 or A, B, C, D, or in Roman letters, in which way the option should be appearing, that also you can decide from here. So there is no need of changing. So then you can start typing the answers, Kuttikkanam, and grade. If it is completely right, you can give 100% mark. Then if the student selects this, then what should be the feedback? So like this, you can give the feedback. Then if it is, say, if Kottayam, and this is not the right answer, then you don't have to do anything. So if you want to give a feedback for a wrong answer, you can give. Then you don't have to do anything. Then so like this, you can add the options, and finally you can save changes. So usually we give, so my ID number was already given for one question, so I'm giving another ID number. So I'm just saving this. So this is how we add multiple choice questions to Moodle. But if you are using multiple choice questions in Moodle, you don't have to type question multiple choice questions one by one like this. You can create it in a notepad as simple text file, and it can be uploaded to Moodle as a bulk question bank, so that so you don't have to type each and every time a question name, question number like that. It is very easy if you upload. So that technique is explained in the that learning platform. So you can watch that video. Then if I move to some other type of questions, a new question, then multiple choice we have seen. Suppose you want to ask true or false like questions, Then again, we need to give a question name. Then if you want to type a question, this. So if I type, is this month July? So these kind of true or false questions. Then ID number also we need to give. If you are entering like this, some unique number will be enough. Then feedback to the response true. So if student is selecting true, what should be the feedback? So the correct answer we have to mention here. So is the month July, then the correct answer is true. Then response to the answer true, yes, it is. Then response to the answer false, no. So like this, you can set up a true or false question in Moodle. So 2 questions are added now. Now the next question, a new question. Then true or false, matching. So if I add this, so this is a kind of matching type. So an option will come and the participant has to select a matching option from that. So this, I need to give a name. So again, I can give an option like, where is Kuttikkanam? Then default mark is 1. Then the feedback, an ID number, I'm once again giving. Then sorry, here so match the states and capitals. So match the states and capitals. So you can have 3-4 questions in this. So question number 1, Kerala. So you can say Trivandrum. So the Kerala state, the answer is Trivandrum. And then you can say Karnataka, Bangalore, then Tamil Nadu, Chennai. And if you want to add more questions in this particular question, you can, if you click here, you can add more questions. And so when the question appears to the students, it will be shuffled. So they will have to select the correct match for the state. Once a state comes to them, they will have to select the correct capital for them. So that way we can have the matching type of questions. So you can save changes. So this is how we create matching type of questions. And again, I go for an add a new question, and true or false matching is over. Then we have short answers. So short answer is also a very useful tool for teachers, especially this time, because if you give short answer type of questions, the students have to type the answer, but the evaluation will be taking place automatically. So again, I need to give a question name. Then I say I have to type, where is Kuttikkanam? I am typing a question like this. Then correct default mark is 1. General feedback for attending this question we can give. Then ID number, I'm just giving an ID number. Then here we need to, because the student will be typing the answer. So once they type the answer, we need to decide whether the case is important or not. The default case is unimportant. So that means the evaluation will not be case sensitive. And then so we go for so my question is, where is Kuttikkanam? So I type Idukki, and what should be the grade for this? I can say the grade can be the grade can be 100%. But the beauty of this kind of questions is, suppose somebody is staying Kerala, and if I want to give him 70% mark, that way also I can do. So that way we can, if we can expect the kind of question, the answers the student will be giving, and if we want to give a comparative weighted mark, like suppose somebody is even saying, so suppose somebody there is a chance of answering in India, so we cannot say it is completely wrong, and if we want to give some 20% of marks for that, that way you can give. And the beauty and the power of Moodle is, Moodle will automatically evaluate this kind of answers, and you will be getting a graded report. So you don't have to manually look into all the entries and evaluate the entries. So like this, if you want to give more options, you can give more options like this. Just by clicking here, you can add more, 3 more options. So all such possible options that may be entered by students can be anticipated by the teacher. It will be really useful for the teachers. So then save changes. So now we have added one more question. Then if I go for adding a new question, so we have seen short answer. Then we have the numerical kind of question. So numerical type of question is like this numerical type of question will be appearing to the, so I'm just giving a name. So numerical type of questions will be appearing to the student exactly the same way, like the usual question, but only the difference is in evaluation. So if I just ask what is 3 plus 2, but this is 3 plus 3. This is very useful for mathematics teachers and those who are teaching accounting and other kind of subjects, where the students are asked to solve a problem, and if they are asked to submit the answer, then here the beauty is, when you give the answer, suppose the answer is 6, and error 0 means it is plus or minus 0, and you can say give 100. And then suppose answer is 6, but error, if you are specifying 1, then 5, then 5, 6, and 7 will be treated as, so answer plus or minus 1 will be treated as a correct answer. And if you want to give them 80% mark, you can give. And also another answer, the answer is 6, but error is 2. That means now 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 will be treated as the correct answer. And if you want to give them 50% mark, that way also give. So this way, mathematics teachers, teachers who are teaching accounting, science, suppose you are giving a mathematical problem to your students, and you are expecting some variations in the answers, and you can decide up to what percent the answer can vary, and Moodle will tolerate that much variation in numeric values, and depending on your selection, the marks will be automatically given for the students. So this is numeric type of questions. Then essay type questions means the students, this can be asked as a quiz question, but the student will have to either write the answer on an online editor, or they can even write the answer on a paper, and it can be uploaded to the question. And once we add essay type of questions, those questions we will have to evaluate manually. There will not be any automatic evaluation. So in that quiz, there will be an option like there will be an option manual grading. So by selecting that manual grading, you can grade all such essay type questions. So there is no much complication in essay type questions. You can simply ask the questions, and there is no answer key, but you will have to value this manually. And when it goes to calculated type questions, This is a bit complicated. So if I explain everything, you may not be able to follow. So I just give a name. Then the question is like, what is the area of rectangle? What is the area of rectangle with the side? So I say A and so sides A and B. Then in the answer part, we say the answer is A into B. Answer is A into B. That is the answer. The area of a rectangle for sides is A and B. So the answer is A and B. And the grade, if it is A and B, it can give 100%. So because of this. ഞാൻ ഷെയർ ചെയ്യുന്ന കാണുന്നുണ്ടോ? ഷെയറിങ് പോയോ എന്നൊരു സംശയം. സ്ക്രീൻ കാണുന്നുണ്ടോ? So hope I am back to sharing. So the answer is A into B. And if the student is giving the answer for A into B, we can give 100% mark. And here also you can set up a tolerance and all up to what percent, because the idea behind this question is like this. Once we set like this, for each student, the value of A and B will be different. So it will be fractional numbers also. So for one student, it may be 3.12 like that. So the Moodle will take a random number, that to a fractional random number. And for each question, each student, a different question will be asked by Moodle, so that each student will be getting a unique question. Then up to what percent we can allow the tolerance and all we can decide. So finally, if you want to give more options, like if increasing the tolerance, if you want to reduce the percent of question, you can give like that. And finally, when you save this, save changes, you will have to set the values for the starting value and ending values for variables A and B. So we need to decide from which starting value the value of variable A should start, and what should be the final the end value of variable A and B. So like that, we need to add a range of values for these variables, and so that each student will be given unique questions. So this is how we create calculated questions. Then I will show one more, because there is no point in showing all the types of questions. So then I will show drag and drop into text. And even we have drag and drop into images, where suppose you have a map of India and you can ask your students to drag and drop the correct places into the map. So that way you can set up questions. So drag and drop into text, I will show. So I'm just going to drag and drop into text. So here, here also I give a name for this quiz. Then my question can be like this: arrange districts from arrange the districts from Trivandrum. So suppose I give a question like this: Then here I give the choices. So if I give the choices like TVM for Trivandrum, then KTYM for Kottayam, then Idukki, then Alappi, then Ernakulam, then Ernakulam, then I said Trishur. And if you want to add more options, you can add it like this. So then how many options I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these 6 options the students must be able to drag into our question. So I can do like this, Trivandrum. Then option number 1, comma, option number 2, comma, option number 3, comma, option number 4, comma, option number 5, comma, option number 6. So whatever you type in between, that will come. So if you type here and, so that and will appear. So whatever we give here as option, the students will have to drag and drop into the correct location of the question which we type here. So you can write a story here, and in that story, wherever the students want to drag and drop the correct appropriate words, we can type within the double square brackets 1, 2, 3 like that, so that you can create very interesting type of questions by using this drag and drop set of type of question. And finally, I save changes. So that question is also added. So with this, I just conclude, because if I cover all the type of questions, and it will be a bit confusing you. So I just want to show you that Moodle is not only conducting examinations by using objective type of questions, but only your creativity and imagination is the limit. And if you want to have a special kind of question, Moodle will have the options for that. I think I have mentioned this in my previous sessions. Now we are conducting our the real examination by using Moodle. The students are writing, and by using the random question option, we are giving them descriptive type of questions, but no two students will be having the same set of questions. By using the random question generation option, we are generating random question papers for the students. And then finally, so we have added the questions into this Moodle quiz, which we are trying now. So if I go to trial now, so I can attempt the quiz now. So you see the first question, which was a multiple choice question, it is coming now. So I'm just selecting. Then next question, the month is July. True or false question is coming. Then match the states and capitals, Kerala. The students, the participants have to select the correct question with the correct choice. So this is another type of question. Then where is Kuttikkanam? So if I say Idukki, that will be automatically evaluated by Moodle. Then what is 3 plus 3? So I can give an answer 5. So what is the area of a rectangle whose size is 1.1 and 8? So if another student is attempting the same quiz, these two values will be different. So this is really a powerful tool for science and mathematics teachers, where you can ask a question, but each student will be getting a different question. So I can say 8.8. Then this is the drag and drop. So arrange the districts from Trivandrum. So I just Trivandrum, then Alapi, Kottayam, Idukki, Ernakulam. So this is how the students will be dragging and dropping. But if you write a good story there, and if you want to have drag and drop with this, you can create really interesting type of questions here. So finish the attempt and submit all and finish. So these are the different types of questions, and I will also show you how. So with this, we will wind up. I'll also show you how you can create categories of questions so that you will have different uh, categories of questions for. So I'm just going to my course. I have just opened my course, and if I go to the more option, this edit option, under here I have a more option, and under more option we have a question bank. And in question bank, if you create a category, so go to categories, we have an option to create a new category. So new category, and you can just say add a category. So we have added a new category. Once again, I'll try with it now. So it's a new one. Yeah, that category is added. So the advantage of adding categories like this, when you create questions, suppose if you go to more, then if you go to categories, if you go to questions, then here is an option to create a new question. So you can have a multiple choice question or something. So you create a new question. Then here you can select to which category. So this new category and new one was created by me. So you select a category, and under that category, if we create questions, it will be very easy for us to manage these questions. So if you want to ask a random, so the ideal situation is in your course, you have different categories of questions. For unit 1, you can have a set of questions. Unit 2, you can create a category for unit 1 and another category for unit 2. Like that, you can segregate the questions into different categories so that at any point of time, you can ask questions using a quiz by selecting questions from this category. So when I created questions for my quiz also, this category side, I have not done anything. But if you, the correct way would have been, I had to create a new category, and to this category, I had to add the questions so that all the questions created by me will be available under that category. Then it will be very easy for me to manage the questions. So this is how we create questions, we manage questions, special kind of questions in Moodle. And if you learn all this type of different categories of questions in Moodle, then you will be able to give your students a really interesting. They will love to attend our examination. So that way we can manage our assessment activities. So with this, I will come back.
And all that. I think the procedural part is generally known. Say
Hello.
any accreditation process. In fact, Professor Barlasab has said he will go in detail with NAC accreditation and all that. Whatever the
Okay, then now we will be concentrating on the assignment activity, quiz activity, and lesson activity. And we can try different types of questions also there. Then we can proceed to the subsequent units. So hope it is clear. And if some doubts are there, I will be available tomorrow. I will be available in that big blue button. And also I will show you, before I wind up, I will show you how to add a big blue button also if you want to discuss with your students something. So if you want to add a big blue button to your Moodle site, it is quite easy. So if you go to, the unit where you want to add a big blue button, now you can see I have added a big blue button to quiz and lesson activities here. So doubt clearing at this unit from 11 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. on, it is not on 24th, it will be on 25th. So I will be available in this room tomorrow for half an hour. So if you have some doubts, you can ask me. So if you want to add a big blue button, it is very easy. You just go to the add an activity or resource, you select a big blue button, and you can give a name. So in that name, you mention when you are planning to use this. So we will meet here. So that's all. You just give a name for that. And here an option available is you can decide who will be joining. So we will meet here. And the one thing you can decide is who, every time if you want to edit an activity, you can go for editing. So who will be the participant? So here you can select all enrolled, or by clicking here, you can add the available participants for this course, so that you can decide. But it is better to keep all the enrolled users. So there is, the Moodle itself will decide who will be joining for this, and it is a very easy tool. And if you reach at a if you decide that you can meet at a particular time by using this big blue button, we can have a video conferencing at that time. So I just delete the one I have added. So this is how we delete the activities also. So this is so tomorrow from 11:30, 11 to 11:30, I will be available. And if you have some doubts, you can come there. And I will not be waiting for all the time. From 11 to 11:10, I will be there. And if nobody comes, I will be closing that also. So thank you for that.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
We'll see.
Okay.
Yes.